but it has the stats of leather armor. And, it's good for that sort of stuff. Easy to maneuverable. Now to business. Each of you has spent 2 years at the academy, which is for mostly nobles and their offspring, or people that nobles have recommended, not patronized. I guess patronized is the right. Patroned is the right word. And other such things. Like you have to have excellent grades or good connections basically to get into the academy.
Like sponsored?
What?
Like sponsored?
Sponsored. Yes, that's the right word. I hate when that happens. I hate when I can't think of the right word. I hate that. But you have noble blood, or you've been sponsored, or had extraordinarily good grades, and managed to get into the academy. But for the most part, the academy is training people who are going to be working in these sorts of fields, support, or very, counterintelligence types fields, that sort of thing. You happen to have been recruited by what's called the NIB, the National Investigation Bureau. They are in charge of anti-terrorism, any type of investigations that involve the nobles, or let's say a commoner accused a noble of a massive crime. They're the ones that investigate it. If something bad happens to a noble, like a kidnapping or a murder, that's what you guys investigate. You also deal with hostage negotiations and fugitive apprehension as well. So people escape from jail, that's what you guys are basically sent to do, all that sort of stuff, all wrapped into one organization called NIB. Any questions on that? Yeah, I know. Sucky acronym, right? But I figured I just want to make it something simple to remember.
Yeah, it's good.
I like that it's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, common is probably English, so using an acronym that still does an English word probably makes sense.
What does NIB stand for again?
The National, or sometimes people refer to it as the Noble Investigation Bureau. But its official name is National, so that it goes all throughout Nimloran. Each of you has been dressed in a black uniform with red patches in the insignia of a red moon, or as most people call it, the blood moon patch. Each of you also has a leather jacket, which has a spot on it you can clip your phone to, so that if you have using a flashlight or using it as a camera, it just clips right there and it's automatic. It's very useful. You also, since you're part of the NIB, understand that local police officers, the ones that investigate commoners and commoner crime, and are big and active in small towns and everything like that, have a uniform with a white moon on their patch. So if you see anybody with a white moon patch, you know that they're local police.
What's the relationship like between NIBs and local police?
They're probably about the same as local police and FBI and such. Sometimes they're glad for the help of the NIB. Other times they're like, "What the hell are you doing in our territory? This has nothing to do with anything you guys investigate. Go away."
Okay.
Yeah, it all really just depends on the cop.
Okay, cool.
Are these moon patches like crescent moon?
No, they're both full. They're both full moon patches. It's basically a large blood red moon on your patch that this takes up maybe on a shoulder. Probably be the best place for it, on both shoulders.
Okay.
It's kind of like a vampire thing. Black and red goes well together for them. Now, one additional thing you guys can ask questions on has to do with the fact that you have, smartphones. Basically, they are capable of pretty much anything a regular smartphone in our world can do. Lauren even managed to launch a few satellites, so you do have GPS available to you. Your phones are also kind of synced together, so that with GPS, or even with if the GPS signal is blocked, or even if the regular cell signal is blocked wirelessly, if you're within 100 feet of each other, your phones will ping off each other to give relative position based on what your maps are set up to look like. But if you have GPS active, it automatically knows where you are on the map. So that's probably going to be a useful feature for you guys to keep in contact if your party splits up. Do you have any questions about the phones?
Nope.
All right then.
Not yet.
Okay, so it's been a good 2 years. You guys have studied hard. You've pretty much been together since the academy. During those 2 years, hung out in study groups. Tried to one up on each other in classes, depending on which classes and specializations you took. And now you've all been hired by the same organization. This one happens to be the NIB head office, which is probably the choicest assignment for all of you, here in the capital city of Mail. And you happen to be under a minor noble, a woman with a small title. She's just a countess, but still, to be underneath a noble with a title like that is, pretty good for your first assignment. Her name is Rihanna Bloodrose. She is a half vampire, long red hair, green eyes, and a rather severe look to her, like she could break you in half if she needed to, that sort of thing. She is currently your boss. You've been at this job for about a week now. So far, she's pretty much just given you paperwork, past assignments to look over, all sorts of stuff like that. Nothing too important, no actual assignments yet. Except now she's called the group of you into her office to discuss something.
Was there a time we had to be there?
It's pretty much ASAP. She would have sent me text messages saying, "Come to my office now."
Then I will
I
go.
look up from my desk at Vandal and Caleb and stand up, walk to her office.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. She's standing behind her large desk with what's referred to as a two-sided monitor. I'm not sure if anything like this actually exists in our world, but being a science fiction nut, I crafted it for this one, where whichever side you're sitting on with the monitor, it actually shows the same image, instead of showing a backward image on one side. When it's not engaged, it's completely clear, and you can see right through it to the other side. At the moment, it is clear. You can see her standing up behind her desk and gazing at you with her green eyes as you make your way in. She indicates several plushy chairs sitting clustered around her desk in a little semicircle.
I sit.
"Please be seated," she says to the others.
I take a seat too, sorry. Yeah.
I'll decline to sit. I'll just be like, I'll stand for now. I spend a lot of time sitting, if that's okay.
She gives you a look like she wants to say that isn't okay, but decides to just let it go for now because she has something else in her mind. Good. I'm glad to see you all here. So, you've been with me for a week now, have you?
Yep.
I think so. About a week now, yeah.
My mic's not working. Oh, no, it is. Yes.
No, you're good.
She grins slightly, showing off her stunted canines. Well, good. That means that you are semi-expendable. She smiles at that. And that should probably make you a bit nervous, although you haven't been around her maybe enough to think that smile is a nerve-wracking one. So, I've got a little assignment for you guys. All three of you. She taps a few buttons on her keyboard, and suddenly her screen lights up on both sides, showing the image of the world map, which you will have in a handout. Not world map, but you know what I mean. The country map. And it indicates a town near the border. That would be the squarish one, right in the smack in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Yeah, bottom and a bit to the east. Well,
Cool.
3 days ago, we lost the whole town of Pine Valley somehow lost contact with us. Or shall we say, we lost contact with them. But considering we're the whole country, it's more like they lost contact with us somehow. They've gone dark. And so far, we haven't heard nothing from them. No way of knowing exactly what's going on down there. So, I would like to send the three of you. Just a small assessment. Figure out what's going on. For all I know, they just lost a few transmitters. All their cell towers are down and nobody's bothered to fix them. That's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario, maybe there was a prison break and they're holding everybody hostage or whatnot, going crazy in the town. Or since they're so close to the border, could be a terrorist attack, but usually those drow would take credit for it by now.
Said how long have they been dark?
3 days. And the train that goes right there is down too, for some reason. It just completely destroyed the tracks somehow. That's why I think that could possibly be terrorists, or perhaps it's prison break. But your assignment, for the three of you, is simply to investigate the town. We'll try to stick to the edges, find out what's going on, try not to be seen, and radio back. Call back. Since the cell towers are down, you'll probably need to send at least one person away, as the other two of you, and keep on your investigation, just to get a signal through, just to let us know what the hell's going on. Because if we don't know what's going on, we can't plan the right response to it. I mean, if it's terrorists, we need to surround it with the military. If it's just a prison break, well, we need more nib, don't we? And, of course, if there's a biocontamination from the hospital there, well, we just need to quarantine the place. And, of course, if it's just a transmitter down, we can send in repair crews. But that's where you three come in. You need to assess the situation and let us know what the hell's going on down there.
Good.
Sounds simple enough.
We are the first people you're sending, right? There aren't people who haven't come back.
Yes, you are definitely the first people we've sent.
Okay.
The last group, the last people that were anywhere near there were the ones that reported that the train was out. Still, you'll need to take a train down to. Hold on. Telenar, which is the little depot-looking town to the west of there, on the map.
Yeah.
You'll take a train down to Telenar and get a ride into Pine Valley from there. She holds up a slim credit card. Now, which of you would like to claim point on this? She's basically offering leadership points to one of you.
I don't mind taking it. I mean, nobody else wants it.
Randall will shrug. I have no preference.
I would not like to lead it.
So, which of you ended up saying that? I'm sorry, because I still don't recognize your voices yet to apply to the characters.
I believe the Minotaur wants leader.
I'll take it if no one wants it. A horse. Horse said.
Okay. So, she reaches over and hands Horace the credit card. You can use this to rent a car once you get down there. By the way, I forgot to mention, all of you have been certified as be able to drive. That's part of your academy training. Although, since you live here in the big city, probably none of you have done it outside of training.
All right.
Good. So you know what you need to do.
Sounds
We will
Sounds
radio
simple enough.
back any information we get when we get there.
Correct. And do be careful. After all, if it turns out to be an outbreak of some kind, you can't be bringing that back into the rest of the towns or cities. It has to be contained, and we'll do our very best to keep you isolated if that's the case.
Stay back and figure out what happened and call back.
She then taps a few more buttons on her computer, and suddenly a map of the town shows up in your inbox. And I just realized I forgot to export it from RPG Maker. God damn it! It'll be there by next session. I'm very sorry. Basically, you see a town that's been laid out with a large main road. Off to the western side, there is the massive prison, which is, she says, has been there for 200 years. She actually is still talking to you as I'm explaining this. She's still talking to you, so I'm just gonna talk to you in my narrator voice. But just you know this information because she's telling it to you. There's a huge prison that's been there for 200 years. The town itself is closer to 100 years old. It used to just be like, you know, a way station for people to come in and visit people that are in that prison. There's only a single inn, also known as a motel, that's also to the west. It's the first thing you'll see on the west going into town. For some reason up in the north, a few years ago, at the very northern extreme of the town, somebody decided to build a mall. Apparently there was a lot more tourists coming through, people visiting the prison, other people coming in to visit the museum that they were building off to the eastern side of town, which appears to be on some kind of ruin site. Let's see what else. There's a hospital up to on the northwest, and there is an apartment building somewhere in the middle of things. But for the most part, the town is straightforward. One main road, little roads branching off of it, and not much else going on there. It's small but compact, if you know what I mean. Now, any questions before you guys scamper on out of here? She asks. Oh, and by the way, okay. Your phones, as you're speaking about all this and telling you where things are on the map, your phones also end up downloading the map instructions, which means you'll have it in a handout next week.
What time's the train leave?
Signs prior leading up to this indicating anything bad was afoot?
No, she says, thinking for a moment. The closest I can think of to anything bad afoot is that the former mayor of that town did say something about finding some old sarcophagus down there in the ruins. Maybe somebody would have tried to steal it. I mean, it is an ancient piece of antiquity, of course. My mother's probably older than that. She makes a grumbling remark, and then looks at you as if wondering why she said anything aloud about her.
You said that was found under the mall?
It was found more like towards the eastern part where the museum is being built. The mall area is to the north of the town. The museum that they've been working on is to the east. But basically, it's a museum that's been built up because they unearthed ruins to the east. And somewhere in there, they found a sarcophagus of some kind. So that's like the only interesting thing I heard from Pine Valley recently, and that was 2 months ago.
I don't have any more questions. Or it says
and the train, she says, it leaves in about an hour. She then then stands up and hands each of you a ticket for the train.
All right.
Vandal's eyes will kind of flash red for a moment as he smiles and says, "So where can we find supplies for this job?"
Well, you could probably go and requisition them. The requisitions will probably give you whatever you need. It's near the basement. It's probably right before you leave the building and head off to the train station.
Vandal will smile, give her a wink, thanks, Cap, and then walk out first.
She nods but does not wink back.
Vandal's just that kind of guy. He doesn't care.
So what do you guys do next? Do you just go to requisition supplies, or do you wish to do anything else before you leave?
How far is the train station from where we are?
It's very close. It's only like a block or two down from the police station. Well, not police station, sorry, from the NIB building.
Then yeah, let's get supplies.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And thankfully for you, the supplies will not eat into your personal budget within reason. Just let me know what you want to pick up on your way out, and I'll tell you if you need to spend extra gold to get any of it.
I'd like a silencer of some sort, binoculars of some sort if possible, and what was the last thing? Crap, I just forgot. That's all I can recall right now.
Thieves' tools.
Thieves' tools are always useful. Do you also have a hacker's kit, or just want thieves' tools?
I took the hacker's pack, and I thought I already had thieves' tools.
All right.
You
I
might
can-
have
I can get
proficiency with them, but I don't know if you got them.
Okay, right.
Because we are only level 1.
So-
Yeah, if you want to take
Well,
go ahead.
I assumed that because it was part of my starter equipment, but maybe I didn't. So just to be sure, I will get thieves' tools as well,
All right.
just to be safe.
And
Is there any like
health potions?
Right? Yeah, that was the last thing. Thank you, man.
Med kits.
Thank you.
This,
Yeah.
this is
med,
more,
med
this
kits
is,
are, yeah.
this is a science fiction version. But they have the stats of health potions, but they're called med kits.
Yeah, I was asking for like something for healing.
a couple med kits? So we need one of those.
Yeah. How many med kits can we get, and how much do they weigh?
Basically, drag and drop health potion into your inventory, and then just rename it to med pack. So that anytime I say you picked up a med pack, you can just increase the amount that you have on that one. But it's the same. It would be the same stats as a health potion. It's just a naming thing for flavor.
How many did we get?
So you could probably easily fit about 5 each.
Since you said the religious artifacts are kind of regulated, can I go ahead and pick up my like a holy symbol and a priest pack?
Yeah, you're the paladin, correct?
I would assume that I'd have to like check
Yeah.
that stuff out.
Yes.
I'm gonna-
You would also have a license to carry those hidden on your person.
All right, so I'll go ahead and pick up. I haven't really picked a deity yet, so it's gonna just be pretty vague, and like a priest pack.
Works for me.
I guess I'll
And
take
then-
the hacker pack. Oh, sorry, man. I thought you were done. My
Oh
bad.
no, and then I was gonna ask you, is there like, just in case, like, how well are our batteries on our phone? How long do they last?
2 days without needing to be charged up again. There are also, of course,
This is a
charger
fantasy
port.
world.
It's a fantasy world with high magic, but you happen to be in a country that also has high technology.
No, it was a joke, because phone's lasting 2 days on one
Well,
battery.
they have somewhat. In some cases, they have somewhat superior technology to what we have. But it's like 2 days if you're not doing much of anything with your phone.
Okay.
It drains faster if you're constantly playing with apps or looking at pictures and whatnot.
Should we put like usages on our phone? Like it has so many usages, and then we have to recharge it, or
No, I'll try to keep track of that
trust?
from my own side. And basically
Okay.
tell you if your phone is dying or not. But yes, you would also be able to find bricks available to you if you know what a brick is.
Like a brick phone?
Either it's an extra battery that you can then click to your phone to recharge it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I did not know what a brick was then.
Yeah, my mom has one of those. I've never used one myself.
So would I be allowed to get the binoculars and?
Yes, sorry, I apologize. I thought I already said yes, but maybe I just
no, I just
thinking that
didn't.
in my head.
Thanks, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much anything that's light and portable, it's easy enough to carry around. As I said, I'm not going to give you like a full set of plate armor right out the bat, or something
Yeah,
something
dang
coolly enchanted or anything like that. But it's like the more simple and mundane items, you're going to be issued to you by the nib itself.
Can I
Okay.
can I upgrade my armor at all, or you said just to stick with
You'd
the
have
other
to pay.
armor?
You'd have to pay. Yeah, you'd have to pay for it to upgrade.
It
but-
just is.
Yeah, basically this is your uniform. So
What's the one level up from this cost?
and your uniform was
Yeah.
whatever leather armor plus 1 costs.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Like 500 gold? Or is it more?
All right. Don't have that much. Okay. I like my coat.
How much would it cost to get a chain shirt? Or because I feel like I'm probably going to be in the middle of anything if we get into any conflict.
Okay, let me look that up real quick for you.
Well, if it's just according to the player's handbook,
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
it's
For
gold.
regular items, I'm just gonna say it's according to the player's handbook to save us some time. So if you
I'll
want
go
to,
ahead and do that. I'll spend my 50 gold and get a chain shirt.
all right, and up your AC. Excellent.
And then also one last thing: is there flares in this?
Yes, there are flares. You can get a flare that just slips off, or you can get have a flare gun that attaches to your belt, if you like. You can probably stash up to 6 flares in your belt as well, like on the kind of like a belt bandolier around you, like put them up and around your back.
I'll get a flare gun. I feel like that might come in handy, and then I'm good.
All right. Flare
Do
gun.
they have? Oh, sorry.
Flare gun and 6 flares. Got it. Go ahead.
Do they have any listening devices? I know it might sound a little weird.
What type of listening device are you interested in? Are you interested in something that just fits into your ear, or would you prefer something that's part of your phone?
I prefer something that fit into my ear, but also something like kind of like a bug that I could like stick somewhere, and then be able to.
Yes, you may have one. You are allowed to have one of those. Yes.
Could I? Well, first, does scale mail have metal on it?
I believe so. It's metal
Yeah.
forged into paper scales, isn't it?
Yeah. Scale model. Are you talking about for like the druid?
Yeah. Because I can't wear metal.
Yeah. I think studded leather is the highest you can get unless we find like some magical stuff for you.
Demon leather. Sorry.
I could do hide then. Cause
Oh
my
yeah, you
jack's
could do hide.
right now, and hide is real cheap. So could I get hide armor?
Sure. I said as long as you have enough money for it. When it comes to armor and weapons, beyond the basics, you can then buy it.
Let me subtract my gold before I forget.
And I'll just rename it from armor to coat.
Does anybody know how much studded leather is? Then?
It's 45 gold.
Okay,
What's
then
up?
I will buy that. I want a studded leather coat because that sounds badass. And +1 to AC.
I just have my chain shirt on underneath my coat.
All right, I think I'm good, guys. Let's kick ass.
Yeah, I'm pretty good too.
All right, so you're off to the train station. It's going to be about an 8-hour journey to get down to. I come up with the name again. Telenar, which is due west of Pine Valley. So, since you're getting 8 hours here, what would your characters like to? Your characters can sit around and interact with each other for a little bit if you like. or you can ask any question that you want. Or if you're not interested in too much interacting with each other for a while, to getting to know each other's characters a little better, we can just skip along to the train station if you like.
I'd love to get to know the other guys if they want.
Go. You can pick up. So you said we're like on a train. Can we like be in like the dining car?
Sure. The Nib is generous with how much what they give you for your train ticket. And vampires do like style, so they do like trains to have nice things. Dining cars
Since we're all there and I have the car, like or something to drink or whatever they want to drink.
Yeah, I'll have a drink. Whiskey neat. I feel like that's what Vandal would drink.
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah, so
Caleb?
pretty soon some whiskeys are dropped off at your table. And you're now pretty much alone, except for, you can hear other conversations around you, but pretty much you're alone because nobody else is paying attention to you. All the waitstaff is elsewhere at the moment.
Good to finally get out from behind that desk.
Vandal will look at the other two and be like, oh, that Reyna. She always reminds me of my family and it always kind of rubs me the wrong way. That's why I always kind of tease her a bit. I wish you'd show a more, I don't know, human side, I guess.
By the way, that Rian is about 200 years old at this point, but she is still only a half vampire.
So, like vampires, as they age, they become more and more vampiric. It's not like based off of how diluted their blood is.
Yeah, since she's a half vampire to a very high term, and her mother is a very high-blooded vampire, she pretty much just rules it from that. She learned a lot from her mother.
How old are you, Vandal?
Me, I'm not very old. 29 actually. I've lived mostly like a human. The only interaction I've had with my father's side of the family, and Vandal will kind of roll his eyes. The vampire side, it's never been very good, and I've always tried to avoid them as much as possible. Honestly, I'm only here because my father probably thinks he can use me to advance his own schemes and whatnot. Exhales and takes a drink.
How about you, Caleb?
What about?
How'd you end up here?
Oh, my family worked for a noble. They paid my way through the school. And I guess out of guilt, I just studied really hard and graduated.
So, hopefully something exciting happens in that town. I'd hate for it to, personally, I would kind of hate it to just be some down or something.
I agree. I'd love for it to be something interesting. Finally get some recognition.
Yeah, maybe we can get away from some more paperwork if we do good and it's not just some kids mess with the towers or something.
Oh my god, that would be nice. To not be stuck behind the desk forever.
I don't know about y'all.
Field agents. Oh.
Yeah. Well, Horace finishes his drink. I'm gonna go take a nap before we get there. Do y'all want anything else before I leave? And put it on the card.
No, I'm good. I'll just go for a walk. And Vandal will finish his drink and just kind of head off.
I didn't get a drink, but I'd like to go cars as well and watch. Just like people watch.
You see basically the nice cross section of what you usually see in Imlarin. various humans that could easily be vampires, depending on certain circumstances. You see elves, their pointy ears making it obvious. You see various kobolds, orcs, dwarves, halflings, gnomes. You even see a couple of gnolls, which are not as common. However, up in this area, some of the gnolls did become more civilized than others. You also see minotaurs, of course. You even got one in your party. A few ogres, and half-dragons, and tieflings, and there's even supposedly a troll somewhere in the car. You pass at least once.
Is anyone looking mischievous?
No one seems to be plotting mischief as a matter of course, but you never can tell. Kobolds can be very mischievous, especially when gnomes are around, but everybody in Amlaran basically adheres to the law of leaving behind racial prejudices for the most part. Not that actually happens, but in theory.
I'm not bringing race into it. I'm just looking around. Even the humans.
Yeah, the humans are always the shady ones.
Daniel's just kind of going around and listening to whatever gossip and kind of talking to people and seeing what kind of intel he can gather about the place and about the surrounding areas
Right.
for as much as possible.
Speaking of eavesdropping, I took the observant feat so I can read lips. So if anybody says something that looks bad.
You noticed some ogres in what looks like business attire chatting to each other about how it's a shame that the train to Pine Valley has stopped, and they were supposed to be onto a job at the office complex there, but now they don't know what they're going to do about it. They're thinking.
Did they say anything about what their job does?
It sounds like they're work for some sort of law office. Ogre lawyers. Think about that for a moment.
They're boring. And they're probably bad lawyers.
Either that or
But I'm
the
racist.
for sure types. But yeah, you don't hear too much gossip about Pine Valley. Most people aren't even aware that something's happened to the train system to go down there. Most people are just heading down to Telenar, which is mostly a farming town with a nice train depot. Others are heading out into catching a train from there to the desert city of Ethan, which is far to the west. It's a city-state, so it's not actually associated with Amlaran, but they're friendly trading partners. So they even have a train that goes out there now. They have more magic than technology, though, so it's not for everybody. No cell towers out there.
Okay.
Good to know.
Well, then
That's
I'm cool to fast forward.
Okay.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so no more interesting gossip to be heard. Alright. So after 8 hours and some rest and some rather unsatisfying gossip about this and that, you finally make it into Telenar. It is now getting towards the evening, and as you disembark, you see those finely dressed ogres once again, all grumbling to each other and looking around to see where they can hire a car. You see a half-elven woman with long blonde hair talking frantically to someone on the train platform. It looks like some kind of security person.
Can I read her lips?
Sure. Let me give you 1 second to describe the other item. You also see a kobold off to one side talking about how he's got cars to rent. As for the half-elven woman, you get the gist of her conversation that her son is missing. But he has been missing for 3 days now, and she's desperate to find out where he might have gone. She's demanding that the train guy tell her if he'd seen her son, if he'd gotten on a train, that he's never been this far from home before, and that his father is extremely sick, and she can't really waste all this time, talking to everybody when, blah blah blah. The security personnel should be handling this. They won't lift the finger quite yet, and she seems to be quite upset.
She's on the platform. We're still on the train.
You just got off the train. You just disembarked.
Oh, okay. I'll go up to the woman, the half-elven woman, who's yelling at some train guy.
Well, it's more like the desperate mother type of yell. She's not actually angry with somebody. She's just really upset, and she's pleading with them to help. But as soon as she catches sight of you from the side of her eye, she gasps she gasps in what sounds like relief and starts clutching at your arm. Have you come? Are you here about my son?
I haven't heard anything about your son. Who's your son?
I'm Lady Andrea Nightstorm. My son, Aki, he's been missing for 3 days. I thought that you might have come from the Nib to find out anything you think you can about where he might have gone.
Well, I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
ask you any questions. Like how long ago was he missing?
It's been 3 days.
What's her last name, by the way? What did you say? It was?
Her name is Andrea Nightstorm. Not her, I'll type it.
You said she did address herself as lady, lady.
Lady, yes, lady.
Okay.
And since you guys are let's see, which among you has more of a noble background from a noble house? I think one of you said that.
I think it was Vandal said he was.
I'm a bastard child.
Okay, you're a bastard. Did any of you study up on noble politics or anything of that site at the academy?
Real quick,
I was really studious. I could have.
Okay, the person who said really studious. You hear the name Nightstorm, and you have a vague recollection that they are the lords of basically of this little town here. That they are a fairly destitute noble family. That the previous Lord Nightstorm, not the one that's currently sick, but the previous Lord Nightstorm apparently died in major disgrace in a foreign land, that he was supposedly executed for rape and murder. So, yeah, the Nightstorms have a very sordid history.
Okay.
You also-
I'll also ask. Oh, what? You have more?
Please, my son's only 8. She continues to plead her case. He's gone wandering off before, but never for this long, and never this far from home. I've tried talked to everybody, tried everything to find him. He's just missing. Somebody would have taken him. She starts fretting and wringing
Where did
her
you know he
hands.
was last?
I thought he said something about exploring the woods more towards the east, but she would have left something. I mean, she just starts stumbling and wringing her hands some more. So I tried talking to the train conductor, and it's like nobody has seen him on a train, and I don't think he could have walked that far. And I've heard recently that something's happened in Pine Valley. What if my son had somehow wound up there? She starts fretting.
Well, man.
Who was the last person your son had contact with?
As far as I know, me. She says, looking distraught again. It was just a couple days ago when his father was getting ill once more. Oh, my poor Max. He's so sickly. And Aki just wants to explore things, and he gets upset too whenever his father gets worse.
Did you say your son's name was?
Aki.
Aki.
And how old is your son, ma'am?
8. He's 8 years old. He's got red hair like his father's and blue eyes like mine. As you look at her, she has nice, colorful blue eyes.
And you said he was missing
Clear
for
like
3
the
days?
sky. Yes.
Does
We
Aki have
are-
friends that he likes to play with?
No, he doesn't have anybody. I mean, most of the other kids around here, they think he's odd, she says. And
Is there anybody you'd expect would, or you would suspect would perhaps want to harm your family
Indeed, ma'am. Do you have any enemies?
Think hard.
She
It can be anybody.
starts thinking, then shakes her head. Who would want to be enemies with us? We might have a lordly title, but we're fairly poor. We've had to sell off all of our lands, and most of the house of our estate is shut down. No,
I know that your family has a unbecoming history.
She pauses for a moment. Oh, you mean Max's evil father? But don't take that
Who
up.
did he hurt?
As far as I know, from what Max told me, that his father wandered off and did terrible deeds in other lands. Nowhere near here.
I think some people would go very far for revenge.
Well, then
I
they
need a
would have,
name.
and they would have taken it out on Max. I don't think they would have touched my son. But
That would have
I
been
don't,
easiest.
People hate with hate in their heart.
Yeah. Do not think anger is rational. They won't think rationally. Who did they hurt?
okay, let's see. Instead of trying to do her in character, I will just say that she starts talking about how in a distant village across the sea, supposedly he basically committed some terrible acts, the worst of which were rape and murder, which basically got him caught and executed by the locals. It was a low-tech village. The only reason anybody heard anything about it is some gossip that ended up on the seaways. But nobody really connected the dead man there to the country of Mloran. Pretty much it was just one of those local things going on there.
And anybody that he attacked, they didn't get names. He just was executed over there, and that was the end.
Pretty much, she said softly. Nobody's heard anything from them since then.
Well, sorry, man, but no promises. We're doing another job, but we'll keep an eye out for him.
We're headed in that direction. Yeah, so we can check.
Keep an eye.
She starts nodding and pulls out her cell phone. Here, I'll give you his picture. And she calls up an image and taps it to whoever's in charge's phone, which is then sunk to the rest of your phones. You see the image of an 8-year-old boy with crystal blue eyes and short, dark red hair. He looks human, though his facial features are fairly chiseled, the way more like an elf's facial features, but he's definitely got human ears.
Did
pretty much
your son Hacky, did he go by any other names? Like, did he have any pet names for him that he might catch his ear?
No. She frowns.
Is that short for anything?
No, that's just his name.
Okay.
He smiles slightly.
Do the best we can, and if we see him, we'll make sure he gets back to you.
Out of character, basically, when I picked his name up, I just spent. I was really reading some Japanese books at the time, and basically wanted to base his name off of one of his features, and it happened to be his red hair. So basically, I just called him Red in Japanese.
Gotcha.
Cool.
He has red hair.
Yeah.
It's on the nose. I like it.
Yeah.
And because, in common speak, nobody would understand it. It's like, it's a perfect name.
Is this woman red-haired?
No, she's got blonde hair. But the Night Storms are known for having red hair.
The Night Storms do have red hair? Okay.
Yeah, the Night Storms are known for having red hair. Yeah.
She said he has the red hair of the father and the blue eyes from the mom.
Yeah. Nice, beautiful crystal blue eyes.
Okay. Then I bid her farewell.
One last thing, Lady Nightstorm.
She looks to you.
Any personal artifact that you don't mind separating with if we do see him, to show him that we mean him no harm? Maybe it might help him come with us if we see him.
She thinks for a moment. And then basically says, if you do see him, tell him that his grandmother Arendelle is waiting for him. Guy who knows local, you know that this is the name of the High Elven Lady of the Elven Woods, the Far East, the Eldaron Forest, whose city is Gimdala. They are technically inside the borders of Imlarn. They have their own police force internal to them, but they're willing to share, do things tax-free in terms of tariffs on trade goods. They have free travel of people coming into their lands and their people going out into Imlarn. They, for the most part, except for their soldiers, soldiers and investigators and stuff would not be allowed without a permit into their lands. Ditto letting their investigators or soldiers into Imlarn proper without a permit.
Okay. And she said the phrase to say was his sweet mother Arendelle is waiting for her.
His grandmother, Arendelle.
Oh, grandmother. Okay. Okay, cool. All
His
right,
grandmother Arendelle is waiting for him.
Well, like I said, no promises, but we'll look for him if we get a chance. And that horse kind of tips his horn like if he was wearing a hat. And
thank you. Now I'm going to return to my husband. Try to keep his spirits up. She deflates slightly now that she's still worried about her son clearly, but she's also very worried about her husband and the fact that he is very sick. So she's kind of like split between the two. And she starts.
Don't worry, ma'am. Let us take care of this. Your hands are clearly full.
All right. So she's
And
head.
I'll also slightly bow.
She nods her head. She nods her head to you in respect, and heads off for wherever she lives. Which is probably the biggest mansion or estate in this town. However, it's a crumbling place now since they haven't had the extra money to pay for its upkeep in a long time.
I look on and look for like the car rental place.
You see that kobold again, who's trying to sell off a car. Rental a car. Actually, he's also willing to sell used cars if you're willing to buy them. He sees the three of you, and just waves you over. Hey, Nib people, need a car?
Is he the only one there that's renting cars?
No, but he's the most vocal of them that you've spotted so far.
I look at Vandal and Caleb.
Well,
This one?
sure, why not?
I don't see why not either.
All right. We keep walking that way, I guess.
So,
Hello, small one.
Greetings and well met, my dude.
Hey, little kobold.
he grins, showing lots of teeth and flicking his tail back and forth. So, you guys interested in a car?
We most certainly are.
Excellent, excellent. He claps
Temporarily.
his long little fingers together while he's looking up at you. So, that your rental, right?
Yeah. Nothing to keep, just something to borrow.
How long do you need it for?
How long do we think it will take us to get there and back?
Pine Valley is probably
Will we know?
about an hour by car from here. It is kind of like on a back road, though, so not a lot of traffic goes down there except for the occasional truck deliveries. Because, there's a mall there now.
Okay, then we can just do we can get it back to you later today. Well, what time today? What time is today right now?
Right now, it's getting on towards evening. So it's probably
Tomorrow.
around 6 p.m.
Say about let's say 24 hours, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll rent it for one day.
All right. Excellent. So, who's got a license?
We've all got licenses.
Yeah,
All right, I just need to have a license and a credit card on file.
pull out my license and the credit card that the nib gave me.
Excellent, excellent.
Rosewood or Blood Rose gave me.
So he takes, while he's holding them in his little claw, he takes you over to several cars. They look pretty nice. Clearly, none of them are new. But you've got like a station wagon type deal that could probably fit about 6 people and some gear. You've got a sporty little car that could probably just barely fit the 3 of you, maybe with a little bit of gear. And you've got like a normal type of car which could probably fit about 5 people plus some stuff in the trunk.
You got any trucks?
They will kind
Going
of
off-road.
lean forward towards the kobold and be like, "My little friend, hey. So we're doing business with you, and hopefully we'll continue to do business. And as you can see, we definitely like you, and we work for the Nib, so we can put in a good word for you. It's always good to have a couple friends over at Nib. And my friend over there he's actually the son of a noble, if you'll believe it. So that's always a good connection to have.
His eyes lit up as you say that. He looks more interestedly at the son of a noble.
Right? Exactly. That's why we're here. We're actually here to guard him. So we need to make sure that he's in a very safe, secure vehicle. So what's your best vehicle you can give us?
Hey, which one of us is noble?
Nobody. Shh.
Talking about you.
Oh, yes. Me! Yes, I lived with the nobles. That is not deceiving. I was very...
Just be noble and quiet.
I did.
All right. The kobold thinks for a moment and kind of goes with, well, that car there, he points at the normal type car, is usually pretty safe. I mean, it doesn't go too fast, unlike that car, he points to the sporty car, which goes really fast, and he gets his little grin with all his teeth showing. But, yeah, not that safe. I lost a couple brothers and sisters in a car like that once. Went off a cliff.
Oh, my God.
We have lots of brothers and sisters. They don't all make it.
And this normal car, if we were to use it on, let's say, like a dirt or mud, maybe through a forest, how would that be? Just hypothetically, of
He
course.
screws up his face for a moment. Ooh, well,
No, don't fear. It's okay.
That wouldn't do too well on the shocks on that one. He looks over towards the station wagon type car. Now this one has all-terrain drive.
Boom. Chosen.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
So this car will fit up to 6 people and gear. And that's 6 average-sized people, or 4 trolls, or 4 ogres. The Minotaur basically would count as the size equivalent of 2 people, whereas a child would count as half the size of a person, or a gnome, or a halfling, whatnot, or a kobold for that matter.
We'll take the big strong one over there, friend.
Excellent. He takes the card. He starts rummaging through a case that he's holding, and brings out the paperwork, and then holds it out to the guy who gave him the card. Here, let's sign this up right now. We'll get you put in there immediately.
Horace signs the paperwork, reads over it, make sure there's nothing sketchy in it, that it's just kind of a basic
It's kind of
contract.
boilerplate saying that the person who's signing these paperwork is now liable for any damage that happens to the car, and will have to pay back the full cost of it if it happens to get damaged or destroyed.
He kind of runs the pin over that line a couple of times and uses the pin to scratch his head, and he signs it kind of begrudgingly.
And the kobold charges your agency for the use of the car. Thankfully, it doesn't come out of any gold from your pocket, so you're all good. And then he hands you back the card and hands you back your license. All right. And then he tosses you a set of keys. Here you go. Take good care of it.
One last question. If we're late with the car,
I'll just charge you for an
let's
extra
say
day.
a couple hours. Excellent. That sounds good to me.
Oh, yeah. How much was this?
Since the GM notes that since the NIB is paying for this, that it's unnecessary information for the players.
Okay. Nothing out of our pocket. Totally fine.
Exactly.
Well, since the Nib is paying, we should get a place to to stay or something.
Well,
Unless you want to go right there, because night isn't a bad, good cover.
I did bring my bedroll because I'm a nature guy.
Well, the Nib's
And
paying, man.
in an SUV, there's plenty of room for all three of you, even the Minotaur, to sleep in it if they need to.
Also
Is
that.
Well, it's it can get kind of cramped with having to bend your legs laying across a seat, but the Minotaur can hang out in the trunk. Well, not exactly trunks. It's a station wagon, so it's the big open space in the back that doesn't have any seats. The Minotaur can easily sleep in that if need be.
So what do you guys want to do? I'm fine with going
Do you
out.
Do you want to start in the morning, or you want to do it now?
I kind of want to do it now because I feel like the sooner we report back, we might even be able to find this lady's son.
Also, all the bad stuff happens at night. all the people who come out and do mischievous deeds. Computer restarted. Oh, but he can hear us. Sorry, that's good. I think nighttime's a good time to catch criminals.
Sounds good.
If this is a criminal thing. If they are vandals who are like hacking the city or something and getting rid of their telecommunications, then I think we might also find them. Who knows?
There's only one vandal. Thank you very much.
Fair.
All right, let's go. Unless maybe there's something that Horace wanted to do.
Falls in your court, Horace.
I do?
I don't. In fact, I should have gotten night vision goggles when we were doing the supply run. Oops.
Your phone has a light.
Yeah,
That is true.
And it has, and because you're working the forensics, in a investigation path, so your phone also has the additional feature of certain types of forensic scanning.
Like black lights?
Yeah, basically it can turn into a black light as well, and take pictures, so that it works kind of like it works as an improvised forensic tool instead of a specialized forensic tool. So it's not, as accurate as a individual forensic tool, but it's very useful in a compact size. So it's something that you guys
Can it
use
also
for
do
spot
like
checks.
heat pictures?
Yeah, I imagine that a phone issued by the Nib should also be able to do heat pictures.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, let's drive then. Who wants to drive?
I'll do it.
Perfect.
Sweet.
So Vandal is on the road.
I don't have it written down, but do I have a license to drive?
Yeah, all of you have a license to drive. You were taught. You're basically taught and licensed at the academy. Even though you wouldn't have been using cars in your daily life because you're in a big city and lots of public transportation, you were taught how to drive in case you ever needed to, especially for assignments like this, since you were expected to be sent outside of the city at times and having
Without driving people? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta drive. That's cool. Yeah, you drive.
Yeah, I'll drive for now. It's only an hour away. You guys keep an eye out for that kid. Maybe I'll try to go. Using like back roads and stuff, or get as close to the forest as I can while driving.
Welcome back.
Hello?
Hello.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm hearing you in game too, or in browser.
In the Roll20.
Yeah.
That's when you have your set. Since this is a Discord thing, you can easily set up your settings for this game to reflect that you don't want to broadcast or receive voice or video.
Weird. Oh no. Let me restart.
So your plan is to drive into Pine Valley this night. As
Yeah, I think so.
Excellent. Good way to start. And 1 second. Be right back. Have to grab something.
Why don't we drive just outside of Pine? Leave the truck somewhere in the forest, kind of hidden, and then kind of scope out the perimeter a bit.
We can stop outside and then scope it, and then we can drive in if it's not like a hostile situation.
Yeah, exactly. I have binoculars here so we can get a decent layout of things or what's going on.
I think maybe like about maybe 2 miles away from the city.
Yeah,
It's a long walk.
I'm also concerned with an outbreak. So we can stop 2 miles and then drive a bit closer, but I'm concerned if it's an outbreak or something. So if we see any signs of that, we should definitely
Zombies.
try to
Oh
avoid going in there.
Well, the choice is up to you guys.
So I think we've decided that we're gonna stop 2 miles away from and then look. I'll use my binoculars to look at the city and see if I can see anything.
Knowing the layout, as you're thinking about this, the layout of the town comes back to your mind, showing that it's basically in the middle of the woods, and 2 miles out you'd see nothing but trees. It's also kind of in a valley situation. Hence
Oh,
the name
that's
Pine
right.
Valley.
It is.
And
It's like smack dab in the middle of the forest.
yeah, it's back down in the middle of the forest, basically down lower. Some parts of it in a lower elevation than the rest of the forest. So seeing it like that is going to be difficult.
Then we'll get as close as possible till we can see.
That works.
What's going on, Batmanuel? That is strange.
All right, you guys all ready then?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. I can't hear anybody anymore. Hold on.
Well,
Oh no.
we haven't
Oh, okay.
spoken.
It was just Batmanual. I can't hear it. I just saw Batmanual's thing flashing. I didn't hear anything, so I thought maybe.
I also can't hear him, although I do see it going up.
Same.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'll just wait until that says something, either on here or types it out into Roll20.
Oh, he said we can keep going.
Oh,
He can
okay.
hear us.
Okay, it must have been said in Discord, and I can only see
Yes.
the names there. I don't actually use Discord for reading anything that people say. That's what Roll20 is for. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Batmanuel, can you type in Discord? I'm sorry, in Roll20.
Okay. So you guys are on the road, and your plan is to stop before you get to the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to use my
Can
binoculars.
we also just? I'd also just like to watch out on the road for maybe people or
Or any evidence of
something
something bad going down?
Yeah, something before we actually have to hit the town.
Makes sense to me.
Small red-headed children.
That would be something. Also looking for a kid because he said that he wanted to explore the woods.
Yeah. And he's got like a wanderlust gene. All right. So, as you start heading off to the east, the roads become twisty and turny. You don't see a break off after a while, and eventually you start getting into, as it starts to get dark out, the sun going down, the moon coming up, you find yourself in a fog bank.
That's not eerie at all.
How far ahead of us can we see while driving?
You can see about 10 feet in front of you at the moment. Low visibility.
I think we should just be rolling then. I don't think we should drive very, very fast.
Yeah, I'll have the car going really slow. I'll say to the other guys, it might be a good idea to maybe consider walking soon. Visibility is almost zero here.
How far are we?
Let's see. From your GPS that one of you is consulting, assuming that one of you is consulting the GPS.
If I have it, I would like to.
Yes. Well, you have GPS on your phone, so as you're looking at your GPS, it shows that you're within a mile of the town at this point, but your screen is getting a little fuzzy, as if something's trying to interfere with the GPS signal.
And now I'm understanding perhaps why we have to get no radio from this town.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Horace. Let's hide the car and then go in on foot.
All right. The night air is still fairly warm, as it is summertime. It is moist here because of the fog, and so you're feeling a bit of moisture adhering to your skin as you climb out. The night seems unnaturally quiet. You're not even hearing birds at this point. Pretty much the only thing you hear was the slight rumble of the car, which you said you're shutting off and basically take as soon as you take it a little bit off the road, so that's not blocking the road in case somebody else comes through. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. No calling of birds, no sound of insects, just kind of silence now that the car's off.
Oh,
I'm just breathing the fog feel.
Can you
Bat
repeat
wants
that, please?
to. Go ahead.
I thought I heard somebody say something about fog, and I couldn't hear the rest of it.
Oh, I said, how does breathing the fog feel?
It feels a little bit cooler than the rest of the air around it, as if, it's because it's a summer night, and so the heat's kind of leaching away. But this fog feels like it's rolled in from some cold front, which could explain the fact that there's fog anyway. But it feels kind of cool as you breathe it into your lungs.
What bodies of water are nearby?
That's the big question that some of you might be thinking right now, because as far as you know, the closest body of water is the rivers that are very far away from here at this point, as you can see on your handout. Yeah, that'd be far off to the north at this point.
And there's nothing south of this? No water?
No, most of the south is plains. Let's see. Unless, of course, yeah.
South, so I don't
And
know
then
if
the
that's like
border of the
part of the
country.
island.
So yeah, nothing that really explains the fog in terms of water distance. It's just fog everywhere.
I think Bat was wondering if we could hide the car. Would that have been possible? I guess.
Well, in the
Pretty
fog,
much.
for sure, but
Yeah, with the fog bank this thick, just pulling it off the road is enough to hide it.
what about if
Yeah,
the
what if
fog
it
ever
goes away?
dissipates? Yeah, where you want to hide it? Are there?
There are probably enough branches around that you guys can conceal the car.
Cool. Yeah. I'll do something like that, and then steal it a little bit, just in case.
And then can we mark it so that we can find it again? I guess it's just on the road. It'll be a big
Yeah, it's
pile of sticks.
It's just off the road. There's pretty much just one road in this direction, so that if you leave the town and come back, you'd probably be able to find it again.
We could probably mark the coordinates on our GPS if we needed to.
And you could do that too. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop a
Because
pin.
you have what's called the GPS is broken, but I still want to map my area type of thing. So you can basically go by what's where you're at in this market, and then reorient yourself by looking at like street signs and such later on.
Yeah, hopefully some of that stuff will still be working. If anything, we'll try to keep a mental note of where we parked.
Our phone could just turn into static, though. We might not be able to use it anyway. But
Yeah, so just try to keep a mental note, but hopefully everything will work out well.
yeah, it'll just be on this road.
All right.
So we will try to hide it then.
Yeah.
You know, all the down branches that are full with leaves you found at this point are enough to hide it, and you guys can
Hello?
continue on your way. Hello.
All right, so you found. Cool.
They're hiding the car. If you didn't hear.
No, I dropped out just for a second to
Okay. We'll
log in
try.
on my computer.
Hold on.
Again, we are hiding it, and then walking a mile toward the city, and with our 10 feet of vision, if we could find any clues to the kid as well, that would be nice.
Are you traveling on the road, or are you trying to cut through the forest?
For ease, I would travel on the road, but I don't know.
Okay.
Should we cut through the forest, guys?
Let's cut through the forest. Our job here is to watch and not be seen. The longer we stay unnoticed, the better, I think. It's a bit more risky to take the forest, but
Oops.
I think it,
Stupid
less
thing.
likely to be
Hit
noticed.
the wrong button while I was in. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button.
Oh, and left? That's all good.
Yeah, that's why I like Discord, because that way if I accidentally hit the wrong button when I'm trying to do something, I don't lose conversation bits.
Right. Okay, we will cut through the forest. I'm cool with that.
And I guess Vando will listen in the forest for any sounds of animals or anything. Usually, the state of the animals can be a good indication of the state of the area.
And is that the druid speaking?
No, I'm the rogue.
Sorry, like I said, it'll probably take me a session or two to figure out who is whose when they're talking.
No worries. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't know that as much.
Because I'm thinking that the druid would be the most likely person to say something like that. But yeah, because whether it's the druid or the rogue, the most eerie thing about the forest right now is the fact that it's so quiet.
Yeah, that can't be good. And I feel like the druid would know that as well.
Yes. That's why I smelled the air and saw and tried to see how it felt to me, because I don't like when I don't hear animals. That's
Yeah,
I mean,
dead
it's-
forest is a bad sign.
like you don't drink water if there's nothing in it, because it means that probably nothing can live in it. It's bad water.
Very acidic.
Yeah.
pH balance.
The same would go for the forest. You don't go to forests that you can't see any life in it. Usually means things can't live in it. It spooks me.
And very well it should. The silence is almost deafening, and it's almost seems as if you're deaf, except for the fact that you're crunching on leaves, being the only sound that's coming as you trek your way through the foggy forest. There's not much of a smell in the air either, just cool, kind of damp air. You don't smell dead things, you don't smell the musk of beasts. It's almost as if this is all blank space, except for the trees. Like that's about the only other smell you're detecting, only faint whiffs of mossy green things, even though you're almost standing right next to them.
Guys, I don't like the feeling this place is giving me. Let's be cautious as we go through here.
Yeah, sounds good. How long have we been traveling now? Through the forest?
It's probably about let's see. since you went about a mile outside of town, I'm going to go with you're about. I probably should have done that. That you've probably been traveling for about 20 minutes before things start to take a turn. You're getting very close to what you think your GPS, which seems to be again on the fritz, is not actually. There's a little signal up there saying no signal found. GPS cannot be located. That's basically just going by how many steps you're taking in any particular direction at this point, saying it's going on manual association. And it seems to know you're in the forest. You're not too far away from where where it's indicating the prison is, and the fog is starting to clear up some way. It's very foggy behind you, dark, but not so foggy in front of you at the moment. Pretty much it seems to be nighttime at this point, complete dark. You don't even see any stars in the skies at this point, possibly just very high clouds.
Vanda will look to the others and whisper, "Guys, if anything happens, try to be as quiet as possible. If we can, let's try to avoid using our guns. We'll give our position away."
Oops, I think I just put you guys
Or
in
he's
the
just
wrong
kind
layer.
of nods his head silently as he pulls out his axe, just because he doesn't like the way things go to the villain.
And I make a little bit of fire in my hand.
Okay, and as you do that, let me fix somebody's token. Somebody's token is wrong. There we go. And as you do that, that's when you start hearing the crunching sound in the brush.
Oops.
Vanda will pull out his daggers.
I will pull out my shield.
Let's see.
Our phones clip. Can I go in and clip my phone to my coat and go in and turn on my light? I was gonna avoid that, but since you went fire hands, we'll go in and light up.
Well, it doesn't. Actually, I don't know. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it does actually emit light. Oops. I was mostly going to use it as like saying that I had an ability to do damage without the gun, but
Not too bad. It's alright. The fog should obscure some of the light. Just try to avoid making as much sound as possible. If we need to, we can leave this place quickly.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep since I have like the flashlight on, I'll keep a few paces like ahead and to the left or right of the other two to kind of make sure that if anything does come at us, that it gets drawn towards me.
Do you see where your tokens are on the map?
Yeah.
All right. You hear a weird skittering noise coming from the underbrush. Coming from approximately this direction. It's the first noise you've heard out here, other than yourselves, since you first entered the woods. Well, first entered the woods from your car.
is it too far for us to even try to make a perception check?
You can do a perception check. It's too dark for you to notice. Anyone else?
Yeah. Hold on, give me a second. I'm pulling up my sheet.
Okay. Vandal, from where you're standing, you can see something about the size of a cat scrambling through the brush, and it's soon followed by a second movement.
I'll kind of to get the others' attention and be like, I think I saw something that was kind of like, there were two things that were kind of like cats. Be careful.
You start hearing what sounds like a squeaking noise, more closer to what a rat might make than a cat. It's now in this direction here.
I will ready
Walking towards it.
I will ready a produce flame to throw after I identify whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll ready my daggers. I'll throw them once they come within 5 feet of anyone.
Kind of step in front of the other two with my axe ready.
Now, the token I'm about to use is not going to be accurate for what it actually looks like. It's just going to be the closest equivalent. So give me a second to finish describing it before you react, okay?
Cool.
Because unfortunately, I'm a horrible artist and cannot draw to save my life when it comes to weird monstery things. But I can do kind of semi-things about them. Alright. Okay. Bursting forth from the underbrush, you see something that at first looks like a giant rat, but it has way too many legs for that. Looks more like somebody managed to squash a rat and a spider together and just set it loose, the size of a cat, upon the world. Not like anything you've ever seen before. It makes a horrible squeaking noise, much like a rat would make, but it evokes any fear that any one of you might have in spiders. If any of you are afraid of spiders.
It's a spat! Ah! I hate spiders.
What does it do, like, when it runs out into the brush, and does it see us?
Yep, its glowing red eyes are staring right at you. Looks like it's getting itself ready to attack. Of course, whoever's readied their daggers has an attack of opportunity on them. Or at least on one of them.
And I readied my produce flames. Could I
produce flames, yes, you
could
can
I use that as well?
Yes.
Oh, well, I readied my action for if they came within 5 feet of anyone, so not quite yet.
Okay.
I just wanted to step in between the two of them and anything that came out of the brush.
Which are the closer one of these, right? You're aiming at the closer one?
Yeah.
Okay. That one burns up into a cinder, which is pretty good. It catches fire, curls up into itself, and squeaks its last ichor pouring out of its mouth before it starts dissolving in front of you.
Ugh.
Okay, if nobody else has a ready action, I guess we can go on turn order here. So roll initiative.
Ooh, baby. Natural 20.
Stupid thing, I thought you came with a picture. Darn it. I wish I had a better drawing skill. These are much more terrifying in my head.
They're very terrifying in my head, if it helps.
Yeah, that works.
The spat is the scariest of monsters.
It's not like a clown snake. Okay.
Did you want all our rolls to be whispered to you?
Yeah, it's set up to automatically whisper to me. That's fine.
Okay, cool. Let's make sure. I didn't
Spider
miss
had
it.
also rolled a natural 20. And it gets to go first. Actually, before I do that, I want to make sure I linked this token properly. It wasn't linked last time, and I'm angry about that. I hate when that happens. So there we go. Alright, so Spider Rat rushes from concealment right at the Minotaur. Minotaur, did you have an action readied?
I had my action ready to throw my daggers once it came within 5 feet of anyone.
Alright, you may do that now.
I just wanted to step in front of everybody.
What was that one?
Squeaks and goes flying with the dagger embedded into its death.
Oh wow! Didn't even need anything else. Cool, just the one.
Smack him.
I had sneak attack and another dagger coming, but that's good. I'll go get that dagger from its dead body, and I guess I'll. Oh,
and as you head to do that, you hear several more loud squeaks as more spider rats come bursting from concealment.
I guess I'll run here, get my dagger, and then sprint back.
Okay, copy.
Shit, guys, this is bad.
That was another body there. I just want to make sure I haven't count enough bodies at the end to give you guys the proper amounts of XP at the end of this. You don't want to skimp on the XP.
Agreed.
Yeah, these are the easy ones. The first tier enemies, but you need lots of them to fight in order to actually have some fun. Let's see. Okay, put 5 out.
Ooh, look at all those twitching legs, guys.
And jaws full of some sort of saliva.
When I get wild shape, I'm going to turn into these every time.
That's gonna be super sweet.
Super creepy.
I dig it.
Make noise.
You said this thing's about the size of a cat, or
Yep.
these things.
Yeah, the spider rats are the size of cats. All right, it's up to the Minotaur now.
Is it? Oh, it's already my turn. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear those other ones come in, I guess I'll click my flashlight back on.
Yep, you see a whole bunch of a whole group of them coming at you.
Go ahead and I'll stay near the group. I don't want to get too far ahead, but I'll step like between these two trees or bushes, and I'll just ready in action.
All right.
As soon as any of them get closer to me, maybe a few more feet up, I'll be right about here.
Vandal.
Trying to keep them.
All right, so you're ready
Wait,
for that?
what about my turn?
No, yeah, I think it's
But yeah,
Caleb's turn.
yeah. You went backwards. Caleb is the one that rolled a 20. I rolled a 6.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I did do that backwards. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I thought you were giving him like an action because you gave the other two an action.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, that works for me. You can move forward, you can move back. So then we're going to start up at the top of the order with Caleb after that. So I'll just move you over here.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I will move like here.
I
So
know
then I'm in
what
range?
tricked me. It's like from this distance, Caleb looks more like a Minotaur. The turn order with the picture.
Yeah,
'Cause it looks
they're
like he has
kinda
horns.
I have antlers. Yeah.
And not so much with horse. A horse in a tiny little picture on the turn order does not look like horns. So, but like I said,
apologize.
as soon as I've got everybody's voice and image figured out in my head, I will not make that mistake again.
Oh, I
That's
think
okay.
the other person's here now.
Oh shoot! Forgive you.
So, Caleb, is that your entire movement?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go any farther than that. And since I'm 30 feet from that guy,
With the
does
tree
he have
in
any
front.
cover?
With the tree, the tree's blocking your shot.
Is it blocking it entirely?
Yeah, basically any tree you see is
Hi, can you hear me?
blocking. Hi.
Yeah.
So it'd be considered cover.
But is it full cover?
Undo.
Yeah, considering their size and the size of the tree, it would yes be full cover, since they're small sized and the tree has a large trunk.
But I'm sure it doesn't take up the whole thing. Like maybe it takes up these squares.
What I mean is the trunk is large enough that a single rat spider can easily fit behind it without being seen.
Where could I move?
Move over to where Horus is. You can see all of them.
Well, I can go 10 more feet. So I'll move there. And then I'll shoot that rat.
Yep, you'll definitely be able to hit that rat from there.
Okay. Oh.
Here's a squeak coming from that one.
Oh, all their health went down for me.
Oh, damn it.
Same.
They're all linked to the same thing. I hate when I'm going to have to fix the tokens up.
You're good.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Stupid tokens.
And I don't have a bonus action, so that'll be my turn.
I'll keep track of this the old-fashioned way. Okay. Vandal, what would you like to do?
How far can I get? So I will use my movement to get there. And that's it for now.
Okay. This one. Ah, great. The numbers I was typing in there did not take. I hate when that happens. Okay, that's what I did. Duh. Alright. This one comes streaming out from under there. And we'll, of course, get close enough to the Minotaur to be smacked. I think the Minotaur just vanished.
Yes, he did. That was
Yeah.
Batman Wow.
Perhaps we can get back to him?
Yeah, do you want to roll for him?
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to roll for him. Since he has a readied action going on there. Let's see here.
I'm sorry. Were you talking about me?
No. The Batman, well, he disconnected his
Okay.
computer, probably restarted again.
Oh. And he actually manages to miss getting hit by the rat. To miss the rat as it lunges at him. I closed the page with spider rats. Damn it. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
So it then tries to bite him. Little ankle biter.
I apologize.
Which
I've been
messages?
busy and never got around to making my character. However, I know exactly what I want, so it'll only take me a few minutes to
And
finish. Is that okay?
fortunately, at this point, the investigators have already left. They'll have to change. You won't be able to get use the base stats of an investigator. You'll have to go with a random townsfolk, which can pretty much level 1 of anything you want. I'll give you a new character sheet for that.
And I'll be able to do it there. I have to finish packing. Probably won't be able to play at all, actually. I have to be leaving my home. So,
Okay.
Aw. Alright. This one rushes forward. Attempts to bite him.
Can you hear me?
Hey,
Alright, cool. Did I miss anything? Or
You're taking 3 damage from a rat bite. You managed to
Alright,
you swing down and miss the first one that hit you, that came close enough to you, but that one missed biting you as well, and then a second one rushed up and is now biting you.
Alright, cool. Cool. Down 3.
Hmm.
You managed to get any shots off Vandor or Caleb?
yeah,
This
I
one,
did. I did like 3 damage.
yeah. Which unfortunately, because of the way I set up the token, it accidentally translated to all of them. I'll have to fix that in the token later. Like, not put in HP. Like, I guess I got so used to putting HP into one of them that I shouldn't have done that with the NPCs. Anyway. Because it all goes to one sheet instead of multiple sheets. This one comes up and is going to try to bite you, Vandal.
Okie doke.
And its teeth just snap together in front of you, missing.
Scary.
Okay, this one is also rushing forward. Let's see, yeah, I can barely reach you. And it's attacking the Minotaur.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, five 5 points of piercing damage to the Minotaur.
Jeez. How you looking, buddy?
Good shit, mouse. Not too hot. Not too hot. Yeah.
That's not good.
And now it's Horus's turn.
It's revenge time now. See, so I got like how many of them? Like 3 or 4 of them on me.
Well, 2 have bitten you. One tried to bite you, and the last one there went after Vandal instead.
Is it my go?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Biting
I'll go ahead and attack. Oh, what the hell happened? I'll go ahead and attack the one to my right that I accidentally clicked another tab. So roll 20 close.
Been there,
Hold
done
on.
that.
Hold on, sorry. Where's this?
It's okay.
I'll attack whichever one looks the weakest. Like the health bars are about the same. So, but whichever
The
one
health
looks like it might.
actually they're all the same, have the same health. The problem is their health bars aren't accurate right now because one of them took damage and accidentally translated to all.
Oh, hold on.
Because of the way I accidentally set up the token, I have to fix that for next session.
Okay, cool. I'll just attack the one on my far right. Then or actually the far left one.
For our last
This
one's
one right
attacking
here?
Vandal. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack that one
Okay.
with my great axe.
And miss. Okay. For the sake of trying to keep.
Attack.
Do you have a second
can
attack you can do?
Can I attempt to use my horns like when I don't? This might have to be up to you as the DM. But when I use
Unfortunately, these creatures are way too low to the ground for you to be able to use your horns. You'd be able to
That
use
makes
your
sense.
horns on something that is at least medium-sized or larger. These are small. These are very small. They're
Makes
cat-sized.
sense.
I mean, if you had a hoof attack, you could attack them with a hoof. But with a horn attack, you'd have to use it on something probably bigger than you to be most effective, and possibly, slightly smaller. But
Okay, and that's the end of my turn.
okay.
Good luck, everybody else.
Okay, this one, because I don't want it, I don't want you to die, is going to rush forward and attack Vandal. For 6 damage.
Okay.
Oh my.
Okay, there we go. I don't want to keep rolling the GM like that. Alright. Caleb, it's your turn.
I'm going to get in range of touch for Horus, and I'll give him a cure wounds for 10 health.
Oh yes, thanks.
Ooh, 10 health. Excellent.
That is my turn.
Vandal!
Okay. I suppose I will attack
Thank you.
I'll attack this rodent.
Which one? Can you show me again, please?
The second from the left.
Alright.
When I go down, guys, save me. I love you both.
I'll save a heal to resurrect somebody.
That one will
I
probably
just want to file
Yes.
paperwork again.
That's the advantage that small creatures have. They're dexterous. They can avoid getting hit by daggers. Yeah, neither attack hit.
Okie doke, and that's it for me.
Mm-hmm. This one is going to attack Horus again.
Right.
It's a hit. 4 damage. You have to fix that. It shouldn't say giant rat. It should say spider rat, but I was using the giant rat stats.
It's still pretty big for rats, though. So
They're the size of
Yeah,
cats, yeah.
They're definitely big rats.
This spider also attacks Horus. There we go.
Shoot.
oh, surprisingly, a 20 doesn't hit.
They're basically
Really?
chewing on your ankles to try to bring you down.
Oh no.
This looks bad, guys.
It does look bad. Oh god.
I wish we had more people.
This one runs forward over the corpse of a fellow and attempts to strike at Caleb.
No, shield up. That misses. That's a terrible
Yeah.
throw. Let's go. 6 damage would have sucked. Oh my god.
This one
Yep.
also attacks Horus.
Rat, you suck.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
no.
I keep
Jeez.
throwing. What is with me in rolls? I keep rolling very well.
Against everyone but me.
I used to roll so horribly against everybody and would like grumbling about things, and now like last couple of games I've been rolling wonderfully.
All right.
Horus, time for
Let's
some
do this
revenge,
dance,
dude.
you stupid rats. I'm gonna go ahead and, since Caleb healed me up, I'm gonna go and smash that rat. I am going to smash that rat next to him.
He will die.
Yeah.
Yep, and it's dead. Excellent. Do you have a second attack, or is that it?
Not
Not
yet.
level one.
Not level 1.
That's true.
I'll go. Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
Minotaur smash!
Yeah.
Angry,
I did.
angry face.
Your blood is
I
up.
did good.
This spider rat attacks Vandal.
Oh, that misses.
Thank God.
It tries to snap at your ankles and catches a mouthful of your coat instead.
I hate spiders. I hate spiders. Please go away.
Caleb.
All right. The rat right next to me died, right?
Yep, the rat in front of you was smashed by the Minotaur. Bits of blood and guts are now coating the area, and some is splattered on you.
What was the rat that I attacked last?
Not sure. There's one there, and there's 3 in front of Forrest.
It was either this one or this one. I don't remember. So it was one of these two. Which one of these has taken 3 damage?
That would be the one in front of Vandal.
This one has taken 3 damage.
Yep, that was the one that's taken 3 damage.
But I threw a flame that ended up. That's how we figured out that these all had the
No!
same health.
No, I accidentally hit something, and no. Basically, I set the token wrong, and it subtracted from the base sheet instead of subtracting from the individual token.
Right. That's why I don't know which one I hit. But
It's the
which
one in front of
did you
Vandal.
hit? Okay. Well, then I'll hit that one with a flame. Ooh, baby.
It manages to squeak once before burning to a crisp in front of Vandal.
Oh, I hate spiders. And rats. Combination is even worse.
Just imagine if it was spider clowns.
That sounds awful.
You ever seen It?
No.
Yeah.
They've done a remake of it for the theaters this year. Don't know how they're gonna swash all of that into a movie, but we'll see. I guess the
It
same
looks
is going
good.
What?
From what I've seen from it looks good. I'm
That's good.
excited for it.
I still remember all the times I'd watched the made-for-TV version years ago with Tim Curry. That was awesome. So what would you like to do, Vandal?
Okay, I will attack this rat there. I will throw my daggers at it.
Ooh,
Probably hit it.
direct hit. A dagger is now sticking through it, but then blood is leaking everywhere, but it still seems to be clinging to life. You see blood frothing at its lips.
Is it still clinging to life? With that?
The sneak attack on top of that. That's right.
Yeah.
And as the sneak attack hits, the eyes roll up, and the spider rat now lays dead at your feet with a dagger sticking through it.
So here's my question. I still have my offhand. Can I throw that at a different rat? Would that be possible?
Yes. Although at this range, by the way, if you botch that roll, you're going to end up hitting Horus.
Do it.
Oh, well, I can use my movement to move up to here.
All right.
Without...
You're no longer threatening Horus by accident.
Yeah, don't want to hurt you, buddy. You're doing with enough. Yeah. Take that, rat.
It skims off a bit of an ear. The rat now focuses its eyes on you and hisses. Kind of like a combination of a spider and a cat at that point.
I will use the rest of my movement to come back here. That's it.
Yes.
Beady little eyes
like
are
it.
focused on you. It is going to come
Let's
for
get
you,
down,
Vandal. This one's just going to attack Horus.
Yeah. Like oh my god.
Is he out?
Yeah, it basically manages to jump on Horus and dig its teeth into one arm, causing enough damage to make Horus go unconscious. It's now basically on Horus's chest as he's laying on the ground.
Gosh, being level 1's the worst.
It's a bad level.
Yeah. This spider rat has no interest in attacking Horus or eating Horus because it is now fixated on Vandal and will be attacking Vandal.
Whew, misses.
It rages at you.
You never had a family. Throwing it off its game.
Horus, you'll have to do a death saving roll. Horus?
He's typing in Discord right now.
Okay.
He might have messed up again.
I guess we'll just skip past him and you can do his death saving roll after. Caleb, what would you like to do?
I'd like to heal up Horus again.
Alright.
Good plan, man.
Another cure wounds for 6. And that is my turn.
Alright, so he'll be able to knock the rat off of himself and get up at that point. Vandal!
Well, I threw my daggers, so I guess I'm gonna pull my gun out with my silencer. So I got this, and I'm gonna shoot that spider rat in the face.
Remember, silencers will cause one less to your missile, to your attack. Basically, it's attack -1 with a silencer. Silencers throw off accuracy.
Okay, so it's minus
But you
1?
just roll it, and then I can automatically subtract them. Sorry, I can manually subtract the -1.
Okie doke.
And it doesn't matter because it still hit it and does full damage to the rat. You basically aim very well and manages to blow the spider rat's head clean off.
I hate rats. And spiders. Ugh.
And this one's just going to attack Horus again because it's right in front of him.
Wait, can I use my movement and
Oh
my
my
bonus
God.
action to pick up my daggers?
Sure.
Okay.
And down goes Horus once more.
I thought I put him at 6.
Yeah, you should
Oh,
have
that's
just
right.
had one.
That's right. Because you started out with 0. So sorry about that. Keep forgetting what in fifth there's no negative. You just have
Right,
death
right.
saving throws.
Yeah. That's one of the saving graces of 5th edition.
Yeah. It's
I'm
one of the things
dying.
I still have to get used to because I'm still so used to 3.5 and everybody having negative hit points.
Yeah, 5 tends to be a little more forgiving.
Yeah. That one's dead. Horus. I'm gonna go with Horus is startled and can't do much at the moment. He's been nearly killed at this point and is locked up. Oh, unless
Got
Horus is back. Unless Horus is actually back, at which point Horus can just move. See Batman, you will showing up on the Discord thing, but not here in.
Man, well, what do you want to do? You were crit again. It was amazing how it happened to you twice. By the same rat.
He probably either wants to attack or
That's my
dodge.
assumption as well. Yeah. Give him disadvantage. Please,
Maybe
Lord.
disengage and run away. I don't know.
He has died, or he has fallen down twice.
Nope. And the great axe I just rolled for him missed.
Oh.
Caleb, what would you like to do?
Okay, do I have to move around Horus to hit the rat, or can I like throw my fire around Horus because we're allies?
You can throw your fire around Horus. Horus will dodge.
Cool. Then, because I'm out of healing, I gotta strike.
Yeah, we can end this. Let's hope.
I'm gonna throw a flame at him.
Ooh, 5 damage. Excellent. Vandal, what would you like to do?
I will come over here and I will throw the 2 daggers at it. There's that.
And that one embeds itself into the rat and kills it.
That one.
Whew.
Woohoo, all of them are dead. Let's see how many bodies are laying here.
Oh my gosh! Horus died twice.
Yeah,
Or
that
fell
was tough.
unconscious twice.
Alright,
Fano
looks like
kinda-
7 bodies there. I'm going to do a quick calculation and tell you how much EXP you guys get before going anywhere else.
And it leans up against a tree. Just like, oh.
No,
Look at that.
you're back. You're good now. But you
Yeah,
did go
man.
unconscious again, and I cured you again. But we have med kits for this.
Horus, you're a good man. You're a good man. You did what most are unwilling to do. Yay.
And that's basically a wrap for tonight. Unless you guys wish to to freak out over the rats or anything like that.
I guess
We're
we'll
done.
I'll take pictures of the rats and document them for our report.
Yeah, because
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'd like to medkit Horus.
all right.
I guess I'd like to medkit myself.
So that 2d4 plus 2. Do I have to roll any medicine
Yeah,
check or anything?
just roll for whatever the potion can heal for. In this case, medkit.
Or can we take a short rest and use hit dice?
Yeah, but we can bring that up in the next session since it's now 10 o'clock here.
Okay. Give Horus 8. Yeah, nice.
Oh, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Your natural 20 fucking destroyed my computer.
I got a natural 20 a second time too after that.
Excellent.
But then everybody gets 60 XP for the encounter.
We survived.
Yeah, good job, guys.
You encountered something strange that you guys have never seen or heard of before.
Yeah.
Did you say
nasty looking.
real quick? Did you say those rat spider things when we killed them? Were they like, you said they were like oozing like some ichor, right? Or like some blackness?
Yeah, using it's another fancy name word for blood, but then
But they have yucky blood.
yeah.
But it's not like just like red blood, like it was like a different color.
I think it's more. I think it is still red. It's just oozing sluggishly and
I
it's
just
very
misunderstood
weird.
you then.
That's okay.
I was trying to figure out what
Yeah, sometimes talk like it's weird.
Alrighty, good game, guys.
the.
Good game.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Those were just the tip of the
Yeah,
iceberg.
everybody.
See.
I'll try to
That's
figure out
the
what's going on with my computer.
Looking forward to next time.
Yep,
Yeah.
that
Bye.
should be next. Well, we'll plan the session for next week. Sometimes there will be sessions that will be like every other week, but right now I still have good material set up for next week, and should have time for it.
Cool. Sounds good. Bye.
Okay, cool.
See you guys then.
See y'all next week then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.